Flying the Zero is like wearing wings. American planes fly like trucks.
The Zero achieved its miraculous performance by sacrificing everything. Armor, self-sealing tanks, even the radio.
The mathematics seemed to support him. In a turning fight, the Hellcat would be helpless.
The first encounter came over Marcus Island.
Initial impression. Americans have mounted fighter guns on a torpedo bomber.
He engaged with standard tactics.
Instead, something unprecedented happened. The Hellcat went vertical.
The Hellcat's 2,000 horsepower engine defeated the Zero, struggling against gravity.
The American opened fire. 6 machine guns, not the 4 we expected. The volume of fire was unprecedented.
We held every advantage. Altitude, position, surprise. Victory was certain.
The engagement that followed.
The Zero's 7.7mm bullets spark harmlessly off the Hellcat's fuselage.
With 212 pounds of armor protecting the pilot and self-sealing fuel tanks.
They came down on us like hawks on sparrows.
They would dive, fire those 6 terrible guns, then climb away before we could react.
8 Zeros shot down. No Hellcats lost.
Forget everything you know about air combat. The Americans have changed the rules.
They no longer fight our fight. They fight like executioners, not warriors. They work in pairs. While you engage one, the other is already diving on you.
Their radios, which we laughed at for adding weight, let them coordinate perfectly.
We fly as individual samurai. They fight as a machine.
The disparity in firepower was mathematical.
More disturbing were reports of American radar-guided fighter direction.
No warning, no visual contact. They knew exactly where we were.
We were blind men, fighting those who could see in the dark.
By 1945, the technological gap had become unbridgeable. By war's end, the F6F Hellcat had destroyed 5,223 enemy aircraft in aerial combat,
Achieving a 19.3 to 1 kill ratio.
Of the 18,000 naval aviators who started the war, Fewer than 100 combat-experienced pilots remained.
The turn to kamikaze operations was the ultimate admission of the Hellcats' superiority.
Afterward, the last aerial victory of World War II was scored.
The first American aircraft to land were 12 F6F Hellcats.
Japanese pilots lined the runway to see their tormentor up close.
This isn't even pushing it. In combat, it's 20% more powerful.
At peak production, a new Hellcat rolled off the assembly line every 60 minutes.
In 1944, Japan produced 5,100 fighters. America alone produced 35,000.
The Hellcat revolutionized naval warfare.
The concept of refusing combat when disadvantaged was literally unthinkable to Japanese pilots.
We never understood the difference until it was too late. We brought swords to a gunfight.
Every Japanese pilot who survived the war survived because a Hellcat pilot chose to let them live.
That is the ultimate defeat, existing at your enemy's discretion.
The F6F Hellcat entered service weighing twice what the Zero weighed,
carrying armor the Zero didn't have.
Powered by an engine the Japanese couldn't build.
Armed with weapons they couldn't match.
guided by radars they couldn't detect.
Flown by pilots they couldn't equal in training.
And produced in numbers they couldn't comprehend.
Japanese pilots laughed because they didn't understand that every extra pound represented not weakness,
but the strength of an industrial democracy that could afford to protect its warriors.
By the time they understood, their laughter had turned to last letters home.
Their mockery to kamikaze missions.
Their confidence to complete collapse.
The Hellcat hadn't just defeated the Zeros.
It had destroyed an entire philosophy of warfare.
Proving that in modern combat.
The Japanese pilots had laughed at the F6F Hellcat.
The Hellcat had the last laugh.
It always did.
The samurai's sword, a masterpiece of finesse and sacrifice. The industrialist's sledgehammer, a testament to power and survival. One created artists, the other created victors. The Pacific War was not decided by who had the better fighter, but by who could put the most good enough fighters into the sky.
With the best trained pilots.
Supported by an unstoppable logistical system.
Japan gambled on individual excellence. America gambled on a superior system.
Because of the war, Tinini. Because in the war of industry.
The mathematics of destruction always have the final say.